programmable Bitcoin layer, the biggest Bitcoin sidechain as we record this, Hemi.xyz, Hemi_XYZ on Twitter. I'd say, to answer your question, we're really at the nexus of Bitcoin programmability and Bitcoin pragmatism equals Bitcoin DeFi. That's kind of how it teases out in my brain. And what I mean by that is the programmability aspect. Bitcoin has its own Bitcoin script. It's super secure, but it's very difficult to program. And so we build on top of Bitcoin over at Hemi using the proof of proof protocol to secure, and we can talk about that in a minute. And the programmability aspect comes from the EVM, which we have extended to talk directly to the Bitcoin L2. So that creates this DeFi effect of it's real Bitcoin and you can yield as well. It's real Bitcoin and you can take it a little bit farther. That's the first component, but it wouldn't work at all without the second component, which is Bitcoin maximalism is melting, I think, into Bitcoin pragmatism. It's, if we, and the gray hairs on my chin sort of, take me back 10 years or so. It was very much a mentality and maybe a little bit less mature mentality of Bitcoin versus the world, Bitcoin versus other coins, Bitcoin, versus X, Y, and Z. Whereas I think the pragmatic view is that Bitcoin is a component in everyone's portfolio, but it's not that you can't live, man cannot live on Bitcoin alone. You got to pay bills at the end of the day. And not all bills are sadly yet denominated in Bitcoin. So that's where the pragmatism comes in. And I think that's where the institutional adoption started, the corporate adoption, the government adoption, when it's just super obvious statement, super real world. Bitcoin has to exist alongside the US dollar and the euro and gold and all these other currencies. And so we gotta all play nice at the dinner table, and that's the Bitcoin pragmatism. Once that started, people said, "Oh, I can, have my Bitcoin and eat it too. I can have my cake and eat it too. I can have my Bitcoin, and have a mortgage on my house." And Matt Luongo, great guy, follow him on Twitter. He used Bitcoin DeFi to mortgage to buy his house, and it's a debt. It's denominated in USD, but it's backed by the Sats that he's been stacking all these years. And so that is an excellent microcosm example of Bitcoin pragmatism. And so I think that's where Hemi sits, is at that nexus of added Bitcoin programmability. You're going to want to come to Hemi, and then Bitcoin pragmatism. You're going to.
And yes, so that comes down to that kind of philosophy of pragmatism and practicality.